The sixth sense. The danger was never the boy. It was the man standing beside him.
Why did you leave me?
I didn't leave you.
They don't know they're dead.
A silent hallway. A boy frozen in fear. And Malcolm Crowe, a child psychologist, trying to help him.
Sometimes we do things to draw attention.
Cole says he sees dead people. He says they don't know they're dead. He says they walk around like everything is normal. Malcolm listens. He writes notes. He follows Cole through cold rooms where the temperature drops without warning. Lights flicker. Door handles turn. The kitchen is destroyed in seconds with no one else inside. Malcolm focuses on Cole's fear. He believes there's trauma. He believes he can solve it.
I think it might be some kind of abuse.
But small moments keep slipping through the cracks. His wife sits alone, silent, distant. She never looks at him when he speaks. She drops his wedding ring without reacting. At a restaurant, she whispers, "Happy anniversary" to an empty chair.
Happy anniversary.
He thinks she's ignoring him. He thinks the marriage is falling apart.
I know that I've been a little distant. I know that it makes you mad.
Then the montage hits. The opening scene, the gunshot, the moment he collapsed on the bed, the long, heavy silence afterward. Every clue he missed flashes back. Malcolm finally understands. He didn't survive. He died that night. And Cole was the only living person who ever spoke to him. Malcolm wasn't helping a haunted child. He was the ghost in the room. The others. She locked the doors to keep them out. She never realized she was already inside. A mansion covered in fog. Curtains always closed. A rule carved into the house. No sunlight for the children. Grace keeps the doors locked. She moves quietly down long hallways filled with cold drafts and echoing footsteps. Her daughter draws pictures of a boy named Victor. Her son screams that someone touched him. A piano plays on its own in the empty room. Grace fires the servants, convinced someone else is inside the house. She prays. She clutches a shotgun. She checks each room with shaking hands. A seance finally reveals the truth. The intruders are a living family trying to speak to the spirits haunting their new home. Grace and her children are those spirits. They died years ago. The accident, the suffocation, the silence that followed. The fog, the locked rooms, the fear. It wasn't protection. It was denial. She never chased intruders. She haunted them. Scream! She trusted the voice on the phone. That was her first mistake.
Got a boyfriend?
Why? You want to ask me out on a date?
A quiet neighborhood? A ringing phone? A killer testing victims with horror trivia? Ghostface moves fast. He knows every back door and blind corner. He stalks Sydney Prescott like he already knows her routine. Everyone becomes a suspect. The film nerd, the boyfriend, the teacher, the friends who show up at the wrong time. Billy, Sydney's boyfriend, acts innocent. He comforts her. He seems like another victim. He even gets stabbed earlier to prove it.
Sydney!
Billy, watch out!
At the final party, the truth slices through the room. Ghostface pulls off his mask. It's Billy.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
No, Billy!
Then Stu steps forward with another mask, laughing, hyped, proud of every kill. 2 killers, 2 friends, working together the entire time. Every chase, every call, every scare, planned.
Greatest part. You're gonna love this. We got a surprise for you, Sydney.
Sydney didn't just trust the wrong person. She trusted both of them. The village. They weren't trapped by monsters. They were trapped by fear. A small village surrounded by woods. Simple clothes, oil lamps, strict rules. Never cross into the forest. Never provoke the creatures. Never speak of them loudly.
They're in the village. They left more warnings.
Red marks appear on doors. Growls echo through the trees. Everyone believes the monsters are real.
Close the door!
Don't let them in.
Lucius is stabbed. Ivy volunteers to get medicine despite being blind. She steps into the woods alone. Branches snap around her. Something follows her. She hears heavy breathing behind her. A creature charges toward her in a red cloak. Long wooden claws. Mask. Growls. She tricks it. She steps aside. It falls into a deep pit. The costume breaks open. The wooden claws crack. Fabric tears. It's not a creature. It's one of the elders wearing a suit. They created the monsters. They staged every attack. They built the fear to keep the villagers from leaving. Ivy reaches the wall, climbs, and steps into the present day. A modern road, a police car. Reality, not myth.
What are you doing out here? How'd you get here?
The world outside never ended. The village ended itself. The skeleton key. She didn't believe in magic. That's why it worked. A creaking Louisiana house. Caroline arrives to care for a stroke victim who can't speak or move. Strange things fill the place. Hoodoo symbols, mirrors covered in sheets, locked attic doors. Caroline thinks the wife is dangerous. She thinks the husband is trapped. She begins to investigate the attic and the old rituals inside it. She listens to recordings of hoodoo chants. She draws protection circles. She tries counterspells. And belief makes the magic work.
Cleanse this man. Cleanse this room.
The old couple reveals their real identity. They are Papa Justify and Mama Cecile, two spirits who move from body to body using hoodoo. Caroline tries to escape. But the ritual starts. Her belief seals it. Her consciousness is forced into the paralyzed man. Her own body rises, healthy and strong, but speaking with someone else's voice. Caroline is trapped inside a body that cannot move, watching her own body leave the house without her. She didn't lose a battle. She was replaced. Identity. There were 10 suspects. Only one of them was real. A raging storm? A desert motel? 10 strangers stranded together by flooded roads. A family, a cop, a convict, a former actress, a motel manager. The rain pounds the windows. Electricity flickers, then the murders begin. Each victim collapses with a numbered room key left beside them. The strangers accuse each other, they search rooms. They panic as the storm worsens. Meanwhile, in a courtroom, a psychiatrist defends Malcolm Rivers, the man on death row.
Malcolm belongs in a state hospital.
Two stories collide. The motel is not real. The strangers are not real.
Where is everybody?
They don't exist.
They are Malcolm's personalities inside his mind. Every murder at the motel is one identity being erased. One more part of Malcolm disappearing forever. At the end, only one personality survives. Not the innocent child, not the frightened woman, not the careful cop. The killer stays alive, and he returns. Saw. The killer never left the room.
Is someone there? Hey!
A filthy bathroom. Two men chained to pipes, a corpse lies between them, a gun, a tape recorder, a pool of dried blood. They play Jigsaw's tapes.
Rise and shine, Adam. You're probably wondering where you are.
They discover hidden clues. They crawl, claw, and saw through metal and flesh. Hours pass. One man cuts off his own foot to escape. The other screams for help. The dead body never moves. Then it takes a breath. The corpse sits upright, peels off a latex sheet of fake blood, stands tall. John Kramer, Jigsaw, was on the floor the entire time. He scripted every second. He listened to every word. He walks out and closes the door behind him. Game over.
And I'll leave you in this room to rot.
Everything inside that room was part of the trap, even the corpse. Psycho. Mother was never upstairs.
They'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
A lonely roadside motel. Marion Crane arrives with stolen money and a racing heart. Norman Bates greets her.
I didn't hear you in all this rain.
Nervous smile. Soft voice.
She just goes a little mad sometimes.
Talks about his mother watching from the house. Mother shouts upstairs. Her shadow crosses the window. Her voice cuts through the walls.
What do you think you're doing? Put me down. Put me down.
Then the shower curtain opens. A figure attacks. The knife flashes. Marion falls to the floor as the water spirals into the drain. Investigators trace her steps to the motel. They climb the stairs. They enter the house. They move into the fruit cellar. A woman sits with her back turned. They rotate the chair. A mummified corpse stares forward. Mouth twisted into a permanent grin. Mother has been dead for years. Norman preserved her, spoke for her, dressed as her, and killed in her name. The voice upstairs wasn't real. It was inside Norman, and when he speaks in her tone, softly, calmly, as if she's still alive, it's clear the killer and Mother were the same person all along.